Good Sunday morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609, alive and in Technicolor from Fort Clark Springs, Texas, on a nice morning. Hey Google, what's the temperature in Fort Clark Springs, Texas?
In Fort Clark Springs, it's currently 41 degrees.
With a high of 67 and sunshine all day long, man. And then tomorrow's in the 70s. Got a few days in the 80s coming up next week. Muy bueno. Good old golf carting weather and walking weather and all that stuff. But anyway, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Make it a good one. It's the day after yesterday, day before tomorrow. Right now just went right on by. So if there's anything you want to do in life, I suggest you get busy doing it. So I've been living in an RV a long time. This is a Class C motorhome all around me, and I like it. I got a house right there, but I'm not living in it. Why? Because I'm RV institutionalized. That's what I am. Hey Google, tell us a joke.
Why won't the shrimp share its treasure? Because it's shellfish.
Ta-da! Artificial intelligence humor. No humor at all. Hey Google, what's the temperature in Fairbanks, Alaska?
Right now in Fairbanks, it's 16 degrees.
Not bad. That's not bad at all, actually. Anyway, today for the noon video, I got a piece of equipment I've been wanting to do a video on, so I'll do it today. It's a fan that you could use for camping, and what you can do, it's got a little lithium-ion battery on it, and you can charge it. It's about this big around, and it puts out a lot of air, and it's a lithium battery thing. And yeah, I'll show it to you today for the noon video. So if some of you want a portable fan, this one will work. But anyway, what else? That's it. Ralph P. says, history is very cool for many people. That was a nice book someone sent you on your local history. The old stinking goat is happy. Yes, the old stinking goat is always happy. Anyway, stinking goat. Oh, here's one for you. Here's a little tidbit you didn't know, or at least I didn't know. Hey Google, why are butterflies called butterflies?
On the website cbc.ca, they say, long ago, Dutch scientists were studying butterflies, and they took a look at their poop, which is officially called frass. They noticed that the droppings looked an awful lot like butter, so they gave the insect the name butterfly. People also ask me, why do we call butterfly a butterfly? Want to hear the answer?
No, we got what we wanted. Anyway, so from now on you can call them shit flies. I mean, kind of takes the thrill out of butterflies, doesn't it, when you know they're named after their poo-poo. I was just thinking, I was getting my breakfast ready, and there was a butterfly thing on TV. I listened to soft music or instrumental music, and it showed some butterflies around some flowers. And I thought, well, I wonder why they call them butterflies. And well, they named it after the way their poo-poo looks. You didn't know that. I didn't either. Texas lady, awesome. Just seen this video. Been there a few times. Must have been your birthday. That gorge is deep. Yeah, it is. That was on Rio Grande Gorge, New Mexico. Yeah, there was a couple there, and I can't remember if it was the guy. They had just got married, I think. And it was the guy's birthday, I believe. Anyway, Louis Paparilla. Yeah, that's right near Taos, New Mexico. It's really pretty, too. It looks like Grand Canyon almost. Louis Paparilla, I hesitate to think it's a coincidence, but just saw a photo online of General Patton identical to the print you saw in your tour of the hospital dispensary building. It was on a news site. Well, you know, they pick up the news from me, man. Van and Halen, Rusty, young people access information differently than people 65 plus. For sure, I guarantee you that. 3 years ago, Joe Rogan had that guy Gwynn on to talk about his famous book about the Comanche. Anyway, whatever, yeah, says people don't listen to Dragnet. But anyway, whatever, I agree. Anyway, Louis Paparilla, I graduated from high school. Well, that's good, Louis. Yo, Louis graduated from high school. Get him, Louis. In Schenectady, New York. It was organized like a small college. To get my liberal arts degree, I had to write a historical senior thesis. I chose the Reconstruction, 1865 to 1973, learned a ton and have enjoyed historical subjects ever since. Good. Paul Peters on comment call. Rusty, do you have any neighbors known as the Fireflies? No. No, I don't think so. Maybe I do. Robert Peaver, P-I-V-E-R. If R-I-V-E-R is river, then P-I-V-E-R is piver. Nice, but sorry, that price is greed and speculation. Anyway, he's going to get fed to Matilda. Why? Because he kind of got the first part's pretty good, and then he ends with an F-bomb and some other stuff. So, waltzing Matilda. We don't need that. Hey, Robert, you can make your point better, okay? But Robert is gone. Robert Piver the River is now in Matilda, and Matilda got her some. She likes pancakes and waffles, man. So we'll give her some pancakes today with another kind of syrup, maple syrup. How about that? And a side piece of sausage. Anyway, this is Targa wheels. They could use a typical wagon wheel to measure distance. Once you measure the rollout of the wheel, it's just a matter of counting revolutions. You going to count them? You're going to walk alongside the wagon and go, 1, 2. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, just have to make a type of tap counter. Yeah, they got it figured out. They have one. They had one. More whiskey. RV Living with the Geezer. Check that channel out. He lives out around Fort Davis, Texas. Very interesting, Rusty. I love Texas history. Good job of presenting it to us. Thank you. Yeah, they had a original wagon wheel in the building yesterday. He brought an old wagon wheel with him to show us what but they had pictures. It was a video presentation, and it was really good. Yeah, he did. He had a pointer and all kind of stuff, and it showed the whole trip from San Antonio out west to El Paso. Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, I learned a lot of things. It talked about oxen being better. Was it oxen? No, mules being better for towing the wagons than oxen, because oxens have a cloven hoof, a split, and the rocks would get in there and cause them problems. Anyway, Spiderhead says, I do not know a single Native American who refers to himself as a Native American. No, they don't. They actually refer to themselves by their tribal names. In other words, like Comanche, Navajo, Ute, whatever, Hopi, and yeah. And no, they like their own name, but the generalization of the whole group is Native Americans. I mean, you couldn't just sit down and say every tribal name to describe the Indians. In this area, it was usually Comanches or Apaches. But anyway. Yeah, Navajo, the Navajo word means the people, and Hopi means the peaceful people. Anyway, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's your good point. Dan Brickert watched the whole tour, loved it. My mom born in 1937, so she's 8 years older than me, so she's 84 going on 85. This is on the history stuff. Paul Peters, this was like watching paint dry, LOL. Well, Paul, then watch something else, dog. God, yeah. We're so used to being entertained. Everything has to be entertaining. You know what I mean? When somebody's doing a video, they have to have a helicopter, or what do you call those things? Drones and and stuff, and they got to have music, and it's got to have a lot of movement and excitement, or people consider it boring, like watching paint dry. Anyway, but if you don't like the videos, I suggest you find you another channel. That's all. It's very simple. Woburn Roxbury Media. History is the bastard stepchild of the American educational system's curriculum. It's been relegated to the back of the class, and in lieu of how many recent events have been playing out, the best predictor of how events will transpire today and into the future. Yeah, if you know history, particularly the history of Europe now, yeah, it would help you understand what's going on in the Ukraine, because a lot of that's just about oil and gas and NATO. Those three deals, and that's about it. And we did the same thing. We do the same thing. We protect our oil field. We protect our energy and stuff. Gabby Bateman. Oh, you moved back into your motorhome? Yeah, I did. Oh, yes, you have choices. one week in the motorhome and then 1 week in your house. You got it made. No, I don't do that. I'm living in the RV because I feel much more comfortable. Everything's it's just cozier, and I've gotten used to it over the years. 25 years in RVs, and yeah, this is home for me, and it will be for a long time. Anthony Hornbeck, well done. More, please. Okay, see this. Anthony loves the video, and the other guy thought it was paint drying. So, you know, you can't please everybody, so you got to please yourself. Mickey Chickwinya, great suggestion. I might plan some of my travel around events like that. Yeah, you know, you could travel from here go through Del Rio and then out through Comstock, Fort Stockton, over to Alpine, Marfa, and that way, and you'd see a lot of the country that these people travel through in wagons going west from the Texas area, because they came into the coast of Texas at Indianola. That was the major port in Texas back when. And that's kind of around, let's see, be south of Galveston a ways. But anyway, Mac Myers, Rusty, you like to read and are interested in Texas history, am I? I highly recommend Empire of the Summer Moon. It is mostly about the Comanches in Texas and the story of a white girl who was kidnapped during a raid, Cynthia Ann Parker. Yeah, she the mother of Quanah Parker, yeah. Yeah, and Quanah Parker, he built a home on the reservation in Oklahoma. And on the roof of the home, he put stars, big stars, all the way around it. And they asked him why he did that, and he said he wanted to let every military general know that he outranked them all. I like that ego. And at F, that would make a great movie. Yeah, it would. Well, it would for some people. Some kids doing video games and stuff, they wouldn't be impressed if you couldn't blow up the wagons. You know what I mean? Lucy Foster, Rusty, hi. For you and the Rangers that might be interested, I tracked down an article and a picture of the odometer that tallied the Pioneer wagon's progress. It was built by William Clayton. He was known as a fuss bucket about Pioneer mileage in 1847. This article was written in 2006. It appears in Deseret News, July 23rd edition, written by Tom Welch. It says in the title, odometer tallied the progress of progress of Pioneer wagons. The replica picture was made for the symposium of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. Says the device determined the covered wagons had a speed of about 2 miles per hour. It is a short and interesting read. Thank you very much, Lucy Foster. Steve Barnes, hello Rusty, enjoyed your message about the wagon train presentation. Thanks for sharing. Sounded like an interesting story. Yeah, it was really well done. It's hard to, I don't know if you've ever done presentations using slides or whatever. It's not all easy because you kind of have to, well, if you don't have the controller in your hand or a good setup or really good equipment, then you have to rely on somebody else to do the moving of the slides and stuff. But no, I thought he did it was an excellent presentation. And then there was another guy there that's writing a book about another wagon train that went out west. And it's these people love history. That if you're a member of the Historical Society anywhere, obviously you have a love of the details of history. PJH, I love hearing about history. Yeah, me too. I found it very fascinating. That's the first time I'd ever been to a Historical Society meeting anywhere in my life. Jessica Flores says, hi, you Rusty. I caught that part about being watched when you go outside. Yep, you're being looked at by the neighbors. People are nosy in general. I think it's just out of habit. It is. It goes back to when we were, basically wild animals. And we were always worried about the predators. We still have those basic instincts, and they'll probably be here until we become robots. Ken, nice video, Rusty. Thank you. Mimi is me. Rusty, I like the silly jokes. Boondocking with Dennis tells the silly jokes too. Keep them up. Well, thank you, Mimi is me. Says she enjoyed the video today. I enjoy learning history from places we travel. Have a great day. Thank you. Tom Defford, you made me laugh out loud, not once but 4 times. Thanks, Rusty, for some good laughs. That was on Beer 30. I just told some jokes. And, some people, don't like them, but that's fine. I didn't expect everybody. You can't please everybody, so please yourself. Well, Rusty, this is Maureen Lowe on the history. Well, Rusty, there's always a first time for everything, but I'm guessing you will be going again to the next historical meeting. Thank you for relating the story of the Wagon Trail to El Paso. Always interesting to learn more about these amazing adventures and people who braved the Western Trail seeking a new way of existence. The amazing thing is the military, the soldiers walk. They got up on the morning in San Antonio, Texas, and the lieutenant or captain says, "Okay, guys, let's walk 400 miles out to El Paso in the heat." But they didn't have any choice because they're soldiers. This person's name is Rip Snorton. When I think about those huge wagon trains and the mobile Indian villages, imagine what the areas they passed through and camped looked like. All the human waste and animal carcasses must have been a wide swath of trampled land. I'm not sure how all that worked. I think they used, particularly the Native Americans, used nearly all of the animal for something. Just feeding and watering the livestock was a logistical nightmare, and most areas had no cell phone service and no YouTube. No, I agree. Well, see, with the logistics, some of these streams flowed so slowly that whenever they watered the horses and the cattle and got water for the caravan or the wagon train, the stream would be dried up, okay? And then when they moved on, the other group behind them, because they went in groups of I don't know how many, the other group was timed to arrive at the time that spring had filled back up again, so they could water their animals and stuff. So anyway, yeah, it was a pretty logistical nightmare. Anyway, Kathleen Neese, very interesting. Lucy Foster, thanks for sharing, Rusty. Would they let you video the history presentation for your Rangers? That would be nice. Well, it'd be hard to do because it was over an hour, and it would depend. It'd be hard to pick up the sound and the video. You'd have to have some special equipment, which I don't have. And I don't plan to get. Anthony Hornbeck, I knew that TV was good for something. That was RV living on a cold day. I had a fireplace on the TV. Yeah, it's good for that. Right now, I've got a picture of mountains and a big, beautiful lake with snow, and it's a drone flying over, and I got the thing on mute, but it's a music video, peaceful music or relaxing music video. That's what I wake up to. Why do I wake up to that? Because you start off with a peaceful, easy feeling in the morning. It'll almost last you all day. There's a song about that. Anyway, Wayman Samang, Beer and Bacon. Good comment call, Rusty. Thank you, Wayman Samang. Need to get back down around Canyon Lake, talk with Wayman. Tom Wright, reports say man who fell from nightclub's third... Oh, here we go. Reports say a man who fell from a nightclub's third floor evidently was not a bouncer. Thank you, Tom Wright. Now back on the meds. We'll do a few more here and we'll shut her down. Boondocking with Dennis, check his channel out. He lives in a pickup along the Gulf Coast of Texas. Says, it sounds like you enjoyed yourself. I love that kind of history. Thank you for sharing the event with us. Appreciate it. Thank you, Boondocking with Dennis. 3 more and we're done. Sherry Hooker, it's interesting to learn the history in our own backyard. My husband and I used to travel to other areas and enjoy the history there. I have no idea why we didn't check out our hometown. Rusty, according to Siri, palisado means palisade. Hey Google, what is a palisade?
Here's the definition of palisade. A fence of wooden stakes or iron railings fixed in the ground, forming an enclosure or defense.
Well, actually, there is a picket fence around it. That's true. Anyway, hey Google, translate palisado from Spanish to English.
In Spanish, that's palisado. What else should I translate?
Never mind. I said translate it, not pronounce it. Der Trixa, good lesson, Rusty. I thank you. You're very welcome, Der Trixa from the North Sea in Germany. And this is Rick G, last one. The problem with history is that it's usually about really, really old stuff. Yeah, I hear you. That's brilliant, Rick G. Now back on the meds and back in the closet. So anyway, guys, from central, or not central, I guess West Texas or Southwest Texas, this is Rusty78609 saying, thumbs up, carpe diem. Carpe diem means seize the day in Latin. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because it doesn't cost you a penny. You just click on the link in the description of the video, go to Amazon, buy whatever you choose, and then what else? Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. It's good for you. It'll help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it'll also help you lose weight because you'll be full of water and you will not want to eat so much as in snack. The only way to lose weight and keep it off, you know it and I know it, is eat less. That's it. Get a smaller plate. Believe me, that'll work. And then what else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in really deep. Hold it for a few seconds and then breathe out slowly. Why? Because that relieves stress, and relieving stress does what? Lowers your blood pressure. Is that good for you? Sure it is. Do it several times a day. You'll never regret it. And then what else? Stretch. Stretch your fingers too. Stretch. Swivel. Walk. Pedal. Exercise your body once or twice a day, every single day. Why? Because you'll feel better immediately and you may live longer, healthier because of that one thing. And then what else? Very important. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Do not let negative Nancy or negative Ned get inside of your head. This is your head, your brain, your frontal lobes, your consciousness. All those little neurons in there are forming neural links, which is every single thought you have. So, common sense says, add good ingredients. Easy peasy. Don't watch the news. Total negative crap. And then what else? Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, enjoy your life one day or one moment at a time. At ease, carry on, adios, bye-bye, hasta luego, vaya con Dios, aloha, until we meet again. A noon video, guys. Noon video will be a lithium-ion battery-operated fan. A good deal. Anyway, adios, amigos. Bye-bye.